Hi, I'm sitting here in my 2017 Chevy Volt EV with a B, and this is the LT model. And next door to me, right over here, is my 2017 Chevy Volt with a V, and it is a premier version. It has lane assist, which I'm excited looking for because I'm going to be trying out OpenPilot by Coma AI. I have the Coma 2, and I'm just waiting for the wiring harness from a guy named Jason Schuler, who is redoing the wiring harness for me. And I wish he would hurry because I really want to do a video on OpenPilot from a Chevy's point of view, because they do not sell the harness for that particular model because it doesn't have adaptive cruise control. I think the cars that all have adaptive cruise control, being like the Toyotas, and I think they could be plug-in hybrids. I'm not sure because I didn't look for that, but I would look for videos about OpenPilot and anybody that had a Chevy and see if it worked for them, and I'm excited about looking for that. But this video is really about a song I heard just recently. It's called Never Enough. It's from the motion picture The Greatest Showman. Kind of reminds me of Elon Musk. He's probably the greatest showman on the planet right now. He used to be our Apple guy, but now it's Elon Musk. He has a lot of attention. Oh, you just look at the stock prices. Do I regret selling my 160 shares for $296 last year? Yeah, I do, but I decided to diversify into funds that pay dividends. Safe. But the rewards would have been far greater if I would have kept my Apple stock or my Neo stock or any of the electric car stocks like FUV, and I even had some stocks into Solo, which is a little car company that just makes a one-passenger car. But the purpose of my video is that song, Never Enough, and we should be grateful to Elon Musk that nothing is ever enough for him. He probably can't even sleep at night. He's always thinking about what he's going to be doing, what's his next project, how he can improve things. We should be very grateful for somebody like that. But for us, as the average person, I don't think we should say that it's never enough. I mean, I'm quite happy with this 2017 Chevy Volt. It is a very, very nice car. The only thing I wish is we had more infrastructure for the CCS DC quick chargers in North and South Dakota. There is one in Fargo, but there's only one in the South Dakota, and that's at the Harley-Davidson dealer, and I think they shut it down over the weekend. So I'm hoping that if no matter what kind of electric car you own, whether it be this Bolt EV or this Chevy Volt next door to me, or right next to me, or let's say the Toyota Prime, or the Outlander, the Mitsubishi Outlander, or whatever you have, because some people can get away. If I were living back in Salt Lake City, that Chevy Volt would be all I need, because I used to go to work and it was 15 miles each way. That's 30 miles. That has over a 50-mile range under ideal conditions. Even on the worst conditions, 20 below zero, I could go the round trip just on electricity. I would have rarely have, unless we went on a trip, would I have to buy gasoline. It's a great city car. They stopped making it because sedans are not selling. Except for the Model 3, of course, the Tesla Model 3. I guess that's still selling well. And maybe you know that the Model Y has been reduced by $3,000 as of today, being July the 12th. And that's exciting because that'll have a heavier adoption of electric vehicles. And I'm wishing Tesla well. But should we be happy with our Leafs, or the Kona, or the Nero, or the I-Pace, and with the Audi people with the e-tron, I'm sure they'd be happy because they probably love their Audis, and people that usually have those do. But I don't think we should criticize other people's electric cars. And I find it mostly from Tesla people, Tesla owners. Now, I have a reservation for the Cybertruck. I'm looking forward to it, because that truck, if it does everything I think it could replace every vehicle I own. My Chevy truck, my Sprinter van, my Volt right next door, and this car right here. Easily replace everything. I'd be down to one vehicle, which I would be quite happy about, because I could tow a trailer with the Cybertruck if I wanted to. I mean, it would open up a whole different thing, because I prefer, being that I have 17,000 watts of solar panels, I can charge basically without paying anything for off the grid. I can generate all the power I need to charge whatever vehicle I have, whether it be a Tesla or Hyundai or a Kiev or whatever, because they all make a pretty good electric car. This system is made by LG Chem, the powertrain and the battery pack and probably all the electronics that go with it. And they make a fine, and the Nero and the Kona, all of they're sisters to this thing, except for, I think they might be a little bit, the Neo, however you want to say that. That is probably a little bit more aerodynamic than the Chevy Volt. So let's all get together and be happy. Even Tesla's mission is the transition to fully sustainable vehicles without using oil. And I'm all for that. Well, you have to use oil, by the way. The transmission has oil. Not the transmission, but the gearbox has oil. I mean, you can't get away without oil, but burning oil, that's another matter. Very happy about this car. I don't know if you know this, but the first scheduled service for this car is 150,000 miles. And you know what that is? That's just to change the coolant in the 3 tanks. Now this has 3 tanks, and the Tesla has 1. Because they have one division, where Chevy probably had 3 or 4 different divisions saying, okay, I'll do this part, I'll do this part, and I'll do this part. And so they each had their coolant and their radiators and made a mess of it. And that's the advantage of having an ingenious mind like Elon Musk, that and his crew. Don't get me wrong, he couldn't do it by himself. He has to have it, but he knows how to get the engineers and that stuff to make an exceptional car. And this is an exceptional car. Don't knock it. Whatever car you have, if you have the new Leaf 60 kilowatt hour, I'm sure that's a fine car too. And they've sold a lot of cars, and they make a nice interior. And they, as far as I know, that's a very fine car. So most people don't need cars that go 300 or 400 miles on a range, unless you do a lot of driving. This car would be perfect for us if there were the DC quick chargers available everywhere, so you could get a little quick jolt of electricity every now and again, so you can travel wherever you want. I made a trip to Austin, Texas in this thing, and it was the only trying part was North and South. Well, not even North Dakota, just South Dakota. South Dakota sucked for the CCS. I understand now they got supercharger there, but that doesn't do us any good. So let's be kind to one another. Anybody that drives electric vehicle, I say thumbs up. Doesn't matter what kind you have. I'm just excited about anybody that drives it. I saw somebody driving in with a 24 kilowatt Leaf and congratulated them on it, and they were really excited about it, even though they might only have a 70, 75 mile range, but the city they drove in was perfectly fine. So thank you for watching. Talk to you later.